This Sesshin has begun. Really, it began long ago. Certainly, it began when we reflected upon doing Sesshin and decided to do. And yet, there's many different forms of this Sesshin. For those who are in the Zendo, there's one form of Sesshin. There's a form of Sesshin where the form of the Zendo, the form of the periods, the form, if I call it in that way, of formless sitting with other beings in and out, the practice together with others in all sorts of ways, supports and nurtures this, if I say Sesshin, this unified heart-mind, which we are, we use such words, really just this is nurtured not because anything is added, but because we are able to and supported in doing our practice Zenning in the various ways with the various aspects of our Zazen. The schedule, others working together, the Dharma of the Zendo building, the myriad beings in many directions. So that's, in one sense, being supported. In another sense, we are creating this Sesshin in the Zendo, but especially for those of us at a distance. We are creating it with our activity, but also with our enlisting all the spaces around us in all directions, even the other beings we encounter, whether they're so-called in Sesshin or not in Sesshin, whether they're physically there with us or not, or merely online. And in terms of making all the activities of our life into aspects of Sesshin. Doesn't mean making them different necessarily, but making them in the sense that our Zazen extends to include them and to them including us. All the activities. Because after all, that's what Sesshin is. It's the whole universe manifesting as our practice manifesting as the whole universe. And if we are doing it at a distance, it's up to us all the more so to make it Sesshin. Whereas if we're in the Zendo, it's still up to us. We can still refuse to be doing Sesshin even in the middle of the Zendo, in the middle of Zazen, in the middle of bowing. But it's not so easy. We are always reminded and nurtured and supported. So for us, all of us, we are doing sesshin where we are, how we are, and we are doing sesshin in many directions, in many realms, including all the other beings that we know of, those that we see if we're on a computer, those that we don't see. All those are part of our sesshin, and yet it's up to us to make that be our sesshin. Even the parts that are hard to include, whether that's the physical difficulties, the emotion thoughts arising, or the activities of other beings that are so-called distracting, which is just another dream, are requiring us to do things which we say to ourselves, well, this isn't sesshin, I have to get out of sesshin in order to take care of that, in order to take care of that. Whether it's a person or whether it's activity. It doesn't mean being artificial in our taking care of. Rather, just the opposite, being completely taken care of so that the universe can take care of us. So that the winds and clouds of this sky that is our life are exactly this sesshin for us, which is up to us to do. I have nothing more that needs to be said at this point. Mushin will later talk about the outlines of the form of sesshin and any specific precautions, but those can wait. For now, we'll just do zazen, and those in the zendo will announce the guidelines of how to do zazen this evening. Thank you.